afternoon children and welcome back in our online social science classes. Children, we have already started chapter 2, that is the earth and the changes on it. We have already learned about the changes on the earth. Those changes were sudden and gradual. In our last class we have learned about various things regarding this. For example, we have learned about deposition, gradation, erosion and withering. Children, gradation, as you remember about gradation, that occurs in two ways, aggradation and degradation. Likewise, withering means the wearing of rocks, and likewise erosion, the carrying of erased rocks, material, etc. So children, this time we are going to learn about the agents of gradation. Those agents were running water, sea waves, wind and glacier. Children, not only this, we will learn this time also different kind of shapes made by these agents of gradation. Like running water makes delta, meanders, then wind makes sand dunes and mushroom rocks, then sea waves makes cliffs, etc. So one by one we are going to learn about these agents of gradation. Children, before starting the explanation of the agents of gradation, let's recapitulate whatever we learned in our previous class. So the terms, let's revise them. First is withering, second is erosion and the third one is gradation. So what is withering? The term withering refers to the process that breaks rocks into smaller particles. It includes erosion and deposition. Now what is erosion? Erosion refers to gradual wearing and carrying away all those loose particles of disintegrated rocks which lie exposed on the earth's surface by the withering and the agents of gradation. For example, running water, wind, moving ice and sea waves. So that one more time I am going to revise it again. What is erosion? Erosion refers to gradual, means slowly wearing and carrying away. Erosion refers to gradual wearing and carrying away of all those loose particles of disintegrated rocks which lie exposed on the earth's surface by the withering and the agents of gradation. Those agents of gradation are the running water, the wind, the moving ice and the sea waves. Children, now let's learn one more time about the gradation. Gradation means leveling of land. Do you remember? It occurs in two ways. First is aggradation and the second is degradation. Aggradation means to make the level of land high by adding sediments, and degradation means to make the level of the land low by carrying away the sediments. The lowering the level of the land is called degradation. Let's have a look on the agents of gradation. About them we are going to learn this time. So the first one is running water in the form of river. Then second is air, the third is glacier and the fourth is sea waves. First of all, running water. Rivers are the most important agents of gradation. Rivers erode the rocks over which they flow. Means while flowing, the river also does the cutting work with the help of water It erodes the rocks over which they flow. Then they transport eroded materials from one place to another. They deposit these eroded materials further along with their course. The rivers make many type of shapes and landforms. Some of their examples are: first, V-shaped valley; second, I-shaped valley, which is also known as gorge; third is meander, and the fourth is delta, etc. Before going ahead, let's to know about these things are very essential for us. So here things to know are: first is tributary. Let's know what tributaries are. When a small stream or small river flows into the main river, it is called tributary, or tributary is the river which joins the main river. Here the picture is given. In the first picture, look at tributary. Tributary is a small stream or small river, you can say, which is going to join the main river. Then comes distributary. What is distributary? Distributaries are formed in the lower course near the river mouth before it falls into the sea. Children, in this chapter we will also learn about the life cycle of a river, in which we will see the birth of river and the end of river. So tributaries are those small streams which joins the main river, is called tributaries, and distributaries are formed in the lower course, means it formed near the end of the life cycle of the river. It formed near the lower course near the river mouth before it falls into the sea. Now, formation of meander and deltas. All these formations are causes by running water. Let's know about meander. Look at the picture. The first picture is related to meander. Then what is meander? The middle course begins when the river leaves the hilly areas and enters the plains. At this stage in the middle course, the river twists and turns, forming large bends and curves. This formed shape is known as the meander. So in the given picture, we are able to see a zigzag like structure of water. This form of shape is made on plain areas, and it is made in the middle course of the river. Means at the starting when it takes birth, we have already learned about tributaries, but in the middle course, when it begins, when the river leaves the hilly areas and enters at the plain areas, there in this middle stage, this structure is made by the rivers. It is a zigzag structure which is called meander. Now in the second picture, we are able to see the distributary channels. So delta, actually the picture is given, it is the picture of delta. Let's know what is delta. Delta is formed near the mouth of sea by the distributary channels. Before meeting the sea, the deposition of sediments over a large area results in the triangular shaped formation which is known as delta. So keep it in your mind, children, that delta is a triangular shaped formation which is formed near the mouth of sea by the distributary channels before meeting the sea. Okay. Now let's learn about the life cycle of a river. Children, a river, like any living forms, has a life cycle. It takes birth on a mountain or on a hill. Where does a river take birth? It takes birth on a mountain or on a hill, becomes larger where it is met by a number of tributaries. Tributaries, we have already learned, flows over plains and finally ends when it reaches the sea. So this is the life cycle of a river. In its earlier stage, the river is young. It flows over steep mountains where its rate of erosion is maximum. Due to down cutting work of river, it forms youthful features like I and V-shaped valleys and waterfalls, etc. As the river enters into the plains, it comes to the stage of maturity. Here, the volume of water increases and the slope of land decreases, resulting in slow speed of a river. So, why does the speed is slow here? Because the slope of land decreases and the volume of water increases. So, during this stage, the river is said to flow through meanders. Meanders we have already learned about. Then, before meeting the sea, the river becomes large and sluggish and gets divided into several distributaries. Distributaries, we have just learned what are distributaries. So, distributaries are when the main river disintegrates into small parts, that is called distributaries. So, before meeting the sea, the river becomes large and sluggish and gets divided into several distributaries. The river does deposit sand and sediments over a large area near the mouth. This last position help in the formation of delta. The delta of Ganga and Brahmaputra is the largest delta in the world. The next agent of gradation is wind. Air can neither be seen nor felt, but the swift horizontal movement of air is felt and it is called wind. So, what is wind? If anybody asks you to define wind, then you have to say that air can neither be seen nor felt, but the swift horizontal movement of air is felt and it is called wind. Second point is, in the region where there is little rainfall or less vegetation, the land is exposed to strong winds. So, the loose rock particles are easily blown away by the strong wind. Thus, the wind is also an agent of gradation. The action of wind is most common in the desert regions. The strong winds has the capacity to rub and scrape rock, resulting in the strange shaped rocks like mushroom rock. Now, have a look on the given picture, children. The first picture is related to mushroom and mushroom rock, and it resembles mushroom. Children, it is the action of wind which is most common in the desert regions, and the strong wind has the capacity to rub and scrape the rocks, resulting in a strange shaped rocks. Here as given, this is like mushroom, that's why it is called mushroom rock. The second picture is related, that is the wind forms various type of sand dunes. Sand dunes can be found in the western part of Rajasthan in India. Means sand dunes are made in sand areas. Next agent is glacier. Let's know what glacier is. Children, glaciers means mass of moving ice. Million years ago, the earth's surface was covered by ice, but later the temperature began to rise gradually. The rise in temperature resulted in melting of ice. The mass of moving ice is called glacier. In India, the glaciers are found on the high altitudes of the Himalayas, where the temperature is below freezing point. Means many years ago, when the earth is covered by ice and the temperature was very low, but later when the temperature became high, gradually the rise in temperature resulted in melting of ice, and the mass of moving ice is called glacier. So, in India, the glaciers are found on the high altitude of Himalayas. Why? Because their temperature is below than freezing point. Next point, like running water, moving ices also erode loose parts of rocks. It takes them along and deposit them behind when it melts. Glacier are of two types, continental glacier and mountain glacier. Children, let's know what is the difference between continental glacier and the mountain glacier. Huge masses of ice which cover large area of a continent are called continental glaciers like Antarctica and Greenland. Next is the mountain glaciers. Let's know about it. Glaciers which occupy small areas over the mountains are known as mountain glaciers. For example, Siachen Glacier and Gangotri Glacier of Himalayas in India. So, glaciers are of two types. We have to learn this. One is continental glacier and the second is mountain glacier. Do you know, children, the snow line is a line on the high mountain above which the snow never melts. So, this is the thing to remember again and again, that the snow line is a line on the high mountain above which the snow never melts. Next agent is sea waves. Sea waves are the most powerful agent of gradation. Have a look on the given pictures. First picture is given of the sea waves and the second picture that is given is concerned with cliffs. Cliffs are made by sea waves. Let's know about them. The continuous striking of sea waves break the rocks. Such continuous erosion form steep sided cliffs facing the sea. Children, not only this, so these are the agents which participates in the different shapes that has been made on the earth, and it is not only natural elements which change the surface of earth, but man also participate in changing the face of earth. Let's know about the role of human being in changing the surface of the earth. So, human beings also play a crucial role in changing the face of the land. Overgrowing population and industrialization has disturbed the natural environment to a large extent. So, the human activity involves diverse land use. To fulfill the needs of the overgrowing population, things like clearing of forest for agriculture, then construction of roads and new human settlements, etc., are the things which changes the surface of earth. Have a look on the given picture. Here the cutting of trees has been shown, and these are a few examples which changes the land surface. So, human beings need to take care of all the resources for maintaining the ecological balance, and this can be achieved only by sustainable development. So, children, in our next class we are going to learn about the formation of soil and then distribution of major soil types. Thank you.